right, Shalom Israel. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohanna. All right, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible since 1969. That the so-called black man, the native Indian man, and the Hispanic man, we are the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. All right, and tonight, Monday night class, I'll do an only class for the camp leader, police and officer Soabiara. All right, and tonight's class title name is going to be Here Instruction. All right, the black man, the native Indian man, and the Hispanic man. All right, needs to understand what the Most High requires of them, needs to understand their culture, needs to understand their law, needs to understand what being in truth is all about. All right, and those outside of the truth is going to get a better understanding also of what the truth is all about. All right, so we're here today for one bloodline of people, one nation of people, blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics. All right, so we're going to jump straight into the scriptures. All right, you'll give me the book of Joshua chapter 6 and verse 6, Baba Pasha. When I get to all those are the readers. Hold on 1 second. All right. Now the name of the class tonight is Here Instruction. Now, if there's one thing we must understand, the constant indoctrination, right, and due to slavery and captivity, the so-called black man have picked up a mindset of that which is contrary to our culture, contrary to biblical record, contrary to our history and our culture, right? So usually what happens, you know, under this white society, right, a tendency to go with plans or instructions based on if we agree with it. So, you know, you might have somebody, a good virgin, whatever the case might be, and he might come up with a plan, and they will say, yeah, boy, that's a good plan, and they give him a high five, right? Because they find that plan is a good plan. But according to the culture of blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics, we have a structure to set up. And we function in this structure, right, following rank order, right? So as we receive instructions, there now we go about doing our task, right, or following the us within this government and within this society, right? And below the government, where they are the citizens, the same spirit trickles down, right? So we're going to read and get a better understanding of what our culture requires and what the Most High requires for us, right, as a nation of people. So we're going to start the first biblical account, right, with the fall of the wall of Jericho. And we're going to understand what the Most High requires of us in terms of following instruction. Because a lot of times, right, we believe that following instructions has to do with the instructions that he was given. Whether you agree with the instructions or you find out the plan or you don't agree with the instructions. A lot of times we need to understand that it's obedience to these instructions that makes the required results come to pass. You know, as this paraphrase in the scripture say, obedience is better than sacrifice. And this is what we need to regain in the black community. So you can go ahead and read a scripture from Baba Pasha, the book of Jericho, Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 6.
The book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 6. And Joshua, the son of Nun, called the priests and said unto them.
So Joshua called upon the priests. All right, so Joshua was the second in command among the nation of Israel. All right, at that time under Moses, and he called for the priests. Right, he called for a part of the protocols that we have within the government of the nation of Israel. So he called for the priests. Read on.
Come and said unto them, take up the ark of the covenant.
Do what?
Take up the ark of the covenant.
All right, so instruction was given to take up the ark of the covenant. Read on.
Come and let 7 priests bear trumpets of ram's horns.
Right, and let 7 priests bear trumpets of ram's horns. Read on.
Before the ark of the Lord.
Right.
With 7. And he said unto the people, pass on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord.
Right, go ahead.
Come, verse 8. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests, bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horn, passed on before the Lord, and blew the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them.
Right. Now, if you're going to recognize nowhere within the passage of scripture that we read so far that anybody agreed to the extent to his when it was saying to Joshua and the priests, yeah, boy, this is a good idea. I like this plan. That is not the spirit that blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics carry when we are taught and we have received the spirit of the Lord. Read on.
Come, verse 9. And the armed men went before the priests that blew the trumpets, and the rewarded came after the ark, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets.
Right.
Verse 10. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall not shout, nor make noise with your voice.
Right. So there was commanded to march, but not or make what?
Noise with your voice.
Right. That's Salakia. Salakia. It's possible to pay the command to Sabbath, or we might get charged more of your. That's the one. It happened here. Charge more of your. I believe it go. Right. No sweat. Salakia. Right. They can continue reading. Yeah, it's just to minimize the echo. I don't always come to someone. It's okay. So, right. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 7. And he said unto the people, Pass on and compass the city,
right,
and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord. Verse 8. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests, bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horn, passed on before the Lord, and blew with the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them.
Right, read on.
Verse 9. And the armed men went before the priests that blew the trumpets, and the reward, so that the real reward came after the ark, the priests going on and blowing the trumpets. Verse 10. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall not shout.
Ye shall what?
Ye shall not shout.
Ye shall not shout. Specific instructions. Read on.
Nor make any noise with your voice.
Right.
Neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth.
Neither should any word proceed out of your mouth. Read on.
Until the day I bid you shout.
Right.
Then ye shall shout.
Until that day that he gave instruction to shout, he don't want them to shout. Now, if we look at something, right, we're going to recognize when we go through the scriptures and we see the instructions that we see from priests or the instructions we see from the Most High, we're going to notice something in particular. These instructions that we are given, we're going to, and as we literally these biblical accounts, we're going to see that these instructions that are given are not instructions that looks as though they have any merit behind them. But we understand the power that we serve. We understand the spirit of the Lord. And we understand how we ought to take instruction and execute it. Because it's in our execution of these instructions is what will give us the result that we require. Read on.
Verse 11. So the ark of the Lord compassed the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp and lodged in the camp.
Right.
Verse 12. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord. Verse 13. And 7 priests, bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the ark of the Lord, went on continually and blew with trumpets, and the armed men went before them, but the reward came after the ark of the Lord. The priests going on and blowing with the trumpet.
Right, so we see it continually following the instructions and the orders that was given, right, by Aaron. Read on.
Count verse 14. And the second day they compassed the city once and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days.
Right, so they did this continually for 6 days as it was instructed. Just to go and march around the city continually. Don't make your mouth make any noise. Just use the trumpets and the swordsmen to the front, right? Read on.
Count verse 15. And it came to pass on the 7th day.
On which day?
On the 7th day.
The 7th day.
That they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times.
You know?
Verse 16. And it came to pass at the 7th time when the priest blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord.
What he said?
Shout.
Now he was given the instructions on the 7th day to shout. Read on.
For the Lord hath given you the city.
For the Lord hath given you the city. This is the spirit that is supposed to dwell in blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, men, women, and children. So there's a lot of times you read scriptures where it say, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they get old, they will not depart from it. This is the spirit that we want to put in our young ones, in our sons and in our daughters, because they are the ones now to come, you know, generations after, and continue this culture and establish this law that we have under the Most High and Christ. So they are going to come and they're going to understand rank order. They're going to understand the protocols. They're going to understand how to take instructions. And now, even beyond that, the faith that they're going to be carrying is going to be at a different level, because they are not looking at the instructions that they get and find, but I will find this right. I find this looking at a way. They're not going to think like that. They're going to think on a matter of our culture. They're going to think from a perspective of, this is our culture and this is my obedience that I am given up as a sacrifice to reap this reward. This even goes heavily even with sisters, even with women, even with wives. They need to understand that they have a head. They need to understand when instructions and orders are given by their husbands that they must follow these instructions, because these instructions that they are going to follow, this is what is going to give them life. All right? That is what is going to give them life. Rise and reading, just about one scripture about the Shah, follow the scripture from about the Shah. Believe is that the paraphrasing, obedience is better than sacrifice. Just see if you can pull that from a minute, and we will come back on the 20 passage. All right, so the soldiers and the priests marched, and when they marched through the city on the 7th day, Joshua gave the order to shout, because he said, "Now the Lord have given the city unto you." All right. When I get to 11, all right. Right. I'm going to read verse 17 in the meantime. Verse 17, and the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein. The Most High, to the Most High, all that are therein. To the Most High, only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in her house, because she hid the messengers that were sent. Right? You find that by chance? Come on. All right, let's hold it for a minute. Right? Read over verse 17 to 17. That's an important. Right? Now, this is something basically that the general was touching on. I'm not too sure it was the last class or to be when a sister asked a question, the great multitude, right, are going to be set before in the end times, right? And the general was explaining, they that gave assistance to the I.S.U.P.K, they that gave help, all right, to the men in the I.S.U.P.K under commanded GEN.YAHANNA, and he's bringing up a scripture from the book of Matthew, that they shall receive a prophet's reward. And this is exactly what happened with Rahab. Read that passage of scripture one more time about the
Shah. The book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 17. And the city shall be accursed.
Right, so the city shall be accursed. The entire city is going to be cut off. Read on.
Even it and all that are therein.
And all that are there in the city is also going to be cut off. Right, read on.
To the Lord. Only Rahab.
Only who?
Rahab.
Only Rahab.
The harlot.
The who?
The harlot.
Only Rahab the harlot. Read on.
Shall live.
Shall live. Only Rahab the harlot. Now, this is not saying maybe. It's showing you the occupation or the character or what this person had on them at the time. Rahab the harlot. She had gone down in the records as Rahab the harlot. But due to following instructions, she was able to pull off what we would call today a miracle. The whole city was cut off, and even the Lord cut off the city. But Rahab the harlot was the only one life that was spared, and we're going to get the reason why. We don't.
Only Rahab the harlot shall live, and she and all that are with her in the house.
Right.
Because she hid the messengers that we sent.
Because what?
Because she hid the messengers that we sent.
Because she hid the messengers that we sent. Because this woman, scripture recorded her a harlot, did help the priests. She was spared, even her and her household. This is the importance of hearing instruction. This is the importance of understanding and believing that the instructions that are given by priests in the I.S.U.P.K commanded GEN.YAHANNA, the execution of these instructions is going to save your life. This is what all blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics must come to understand today. Because we are here in the I.S.U.P.K commanded GEN.YAHANNA, giving you the understanding of these scriptures, giving you the understanding of your culture, giving you the understanding of the law. Following instructions is going to save the lives of blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics. Unlike we see these 4 camps being set up, right? Because they thought they had it figured out. They did not come to the understanding that execution of the instructions given by the men above is going to save their life. It's going to save them from establishing false camps, teaching false doctrines, and having false ideologies, working against the Most High power. This is how serious this is, right? Read on.
Verse 18. And ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing.
Right.
Lest ye make yourselves accursed.
Right.
When ye take off the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel a curse.
Right. So you're giving them the warnings, what you don't want them to do. So you give them instructions, what you want them to do, and now he's giving instructions, what you do not want them to do. This is how it is in the life, right, of an Israelite. This is how it is in the life of being in the I.S.U.P.K. This is what it's like being in the house of the Lord, being a child of the Most High power. You're going to get instructions what you should do, and you're going to get instructions of what you should not do. Right? Read on. What verse you reach? I feel somewhere around 80. Oh, okay, no sweat.
Verse 18. When he take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it. Verse 19. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord.
Right.
They shall come into the treasury of the Lord.
Right. So now instruction is given what they should take and what they should leave. This is a similar situation like what happened with King Saul. He was given instructions, what the animal, what he should keep and so forth, and he went contrary to that. And that cost him everything, right? Even his life. So this is what we must understand, that instructions is one of the most powerful things and one of the fundamental principles that we uphold in the I.S.U.P.K and even in the culture of blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, right? And even among families, for families to be able to hold together, to be strong, and to be solid, instructions must be followed. This is where now we're not going to be operating from a perspective of feelings, how we feel, right? Because that spirit of feelings, that is an emotion, that's temporary. 1 minute we feel this way, next minute we feel that way. And that's going to cost us everything, right? So we need to establish that culture to ensure that our generations to come will be able to establish the culture of the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man, which is the constitution of the Most High God. All right? Read on one more and see Baba Kusha.
The book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 20. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpet.
Right.
And it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat.
Right.
So that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and took the city.
Nice. So when they followed these instructions, on the 7th day, they was given the order to shout, and the entire city wall fell. All right? And the Israelites were now able to go into the city every which way and conquer the city. Because now, most cities, when they build, they have vantage points or access points, and they will have guards and soldiers at these access points to ensure that the territory or the kingdom is unable to be taken over. They create a fortress, a special design, as we see sometimes in the movies, like a castle. They have an access point, they have a door, they have a barrack, they have men and arrows and so forth. But they marched around the city until the Lord delivered the city into their hands because of their ability to execute and follow through with the instructions that was given. And the city fell. And when these walls fell, then now the city in a disarray, because they have warriors at every side. So now the city now is exposed, right? And the city now, I believe, if you read a couple scriptures, a couple verses down, the city was overtaken. Then one more chapter about Joshua.
Book of Joshua, chapter 6 and verse 21. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city.
Right, they utterly destroyed all that was in the city.
Both man and woman.
Both man and woman.
Young and old.
So we're going to understand that perspective of war. Right? Both man and woman was destroyed. This is what we must understand, that the so-called black man even is in war today. And who is going to be in this war? Who is going to pay the consequences in this war under this empire? Both men and women. No one is going to be safe. We understand that we are in a war in the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General GEN.YAHANNA. So what we do and what we teach is to protect both men, women, and even children. That is why we have the laws, commandments, and statutes established as our culture, as our way of life, and the things that we should follow and partake in. Read on.
The book of Samuel, chapter 6, and verse.
Yes, I'm very reading. So, yeah.
6 and verse 21.
That's what I say the book of.
Sorry, the book of Joshua,
right.
chapter 6 and verse 21. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city,
right.
Both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep, and ass with the edge of the sword.
Right, so not even the ox and the sheep, nor the ass was spared. All was destroyed with the edge of the sword. Read on.
Verse 22. But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country,
right,
go into the palace house.
Right, go where?
Go into the palace house.
Right.
And bring out thence the woman and all that she had, as ye swear unto her.
Right, we're going to give our oath unto her that they're going to spare her life and her family's life, and even all that she possessed. Right. Read on.
Verse 23. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father.
Right, her father was spared. Read on.
And her mother
was spared.
And her brethren.
Brethren was spared.
And all that she had.
Right.
And they had brought out all her kindred and left them without the camp of Israel.
Right, and had them outside the camp of Israel. Read on.
Verse 24. And they burned the city with fire.
And they burned the city with fire. Read on.
And all that was therein, only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and of iron, they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord.
Right, read on.
Verse 25. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, and her father's house, and all that she had, and she dwelt in Israel even unto this day.
Right.
Because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent spy out Jericho.
Right, so this come back to what the general was talking about. Her salvation came because she helped the priests and the prophets, right, at the time in the nation of Israel. I believe there was in the land of Canaan that time, right? So her life was spared because she helped the priests and the prophets. And this is important to note. I just wanted to bring that back out because that was a heavy point that the general brought out concerning the salvation and the multitude of Israel that is going to be saved in the last days because of their help to the priests and the prophets in the I.S.U.P.K under command in GEN.YAHANNA. Right? That was verse 24.
Come.
Verse 25.
Come, 25.
Right. Read one more, Osha.
Come, verse 26. And Joshua adjured them at that time, saying, Cursed be the man before the Lord that riseth up and buildeth this city, Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest son shall he set up the gates of it.
You know?
Verse 27. So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country.
Right? And his fame was noised throughout all the country. And how that fame came upon Joshua because of his ability to understand the power of following and executing the instructions that was given by the Most High. Even the men under him, having that same spirit, was able to follow through, were able to push through and understand that our job as soldiers, that our job as a nation is to follow the instructions that have been given by the priests, all right, above us. And that was their power that day, all right, delivering them from that empire. All right, hold one more second about Give me the book of Proverbs, chapter 8. All right, because it is time for the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man to wake up and understand, all right, how the Most High have set this up for us. Something, extremely glorious. That we now should try to seek, and Scripture say, understanding, so that we go to know or have a better idea, right, what takes place between us and the Most High power. How this has been set up, how it has been established, and what position we should hold in the in moving forward among the nation of Israel. Right? So the Leviticus chapter 8, Proverbs, and read from verse 1 now. I will tell you when to skip that.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, and verse 1.
Right.
Doeth not wisdom cry.
Right? Doth not wisdom cry. Question. Right? Read on.
And understanding put forth her voice.
And understanding put forth her voice. Next question. Read on.
She standeth in the top of high places.
Right? So now the scriptures say that wisdom and understanding standeth in the top of high places. Right? Read on.
Come by the way in the places of the path.
By the way in the places of the paths. And we could use this scripture, an example to show as the I.S.U.P.K does on the street corners, on the pathways of blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics. They are there showing wisdom and understanding. Wisdom is cried out when the priests and the officers in the I.S.U.P.K under command in GEN.YAHANNA is out on the streets teaching, thus saith the Lord. Understanding is putting out her voice to the so-called black man, to the black woman, when we are on the streets teaching. So this understanding and this wisdom that the Lord wants to give to this bloodline of people, the real Jews according to the Bible, the so-called blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, it is out here. It is on the internet. It is on the street corners. It is on the byways. It is on the highways. Wisdom and understanding is there, because the priests in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA, they are outside, right? We are outside. So the wisdom of the Lord is outside. Read on.
Verse 3. She cried at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors.
Right? She cried at the gates, at the entry of the city, as we was explaining before, and the coming in at the doors. Read on.
Verse 4. Unto you, women, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
Right? Unto men I call, and my voice is unto the sons of man. This is wisdom and understanding crying out. So you will get a better understanding that we talked about earlier, right? The importance of executing instructions. Read on.
O ye simple, understand wisdom.
O ye simple, understand wisdom. Read on.
And ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart.
Right.
Verse 6. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things.
Right. So these biblical records, the priests and the prophets in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA, the words that come out of their mouth are excellent words. So the scripture says, I will speak of excellent things. Read on.
And the opening of my lips shall be right things.
And the opening of my lips shall be right things. And this is even the spirit that Christ had pushed down upon the earth, as he said, I come in the volume of the book. All right? So this is what Christ had established when he came around the scribes and the Pharisees. Right? The words that he spoke was the words of the Most High Power. He spoke of excellent things. Things that could change the lives, right? Could change the status of the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man. We don't.
For verse 7, for my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips.
Right, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. So we understand that in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA, that these priests and prophets speak the word of the Lord. Read on.
Verse 8, all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them.
Right? So all the words of my mouth are righteous. So we understand that the things that we learn in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA, these things are righteous. And there's nothing reverse in them. Right? So we know that the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, the guide, the counsel that we get in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General YAHANNA, they are right. You know, sometimes, a lot of times, even when persons go into counsel, you know, might go into counsel and you know, the counsel come and the counsel make a judgment. And this is you in your mind. But they already hear everything I say. This is what we're talking about, with your ability to follow the instructions that he was given is going to bring that required result. But now we have been so led away by the oppressor, so led away by the white man, that we now believe it should be this way. They didn't hear all I had to say. They didn't get the full story. You're going to find ways to justify that the result that was given, right, that this was not satisfactory, because you find it should go this particular way. When you should understand that this is a structure and a system that the Most High Power had built. And this is basically what we're reading in. Because Christ, right, is going to be talking, even in this passage of scripture in Proverbs, and going to make you understand the lay down, right, of how things have been established, so that you're going to know that these things, biblically, these principles are solid. Right? Read on.
Come down, verse 9. They are all plain to him that understandeth.
Right? So they are plain to him that understandeth. So when you understand these things in these biblical records, now they're plain. You're going to understand that these principles, these advice, these counsel that are given, it makes sense. Because it's going to be plain to him that understand. And when it's struggling to understand these things, now you're going to understand that I need to get more understanding. That is why I'm struggling so much with this, because my understanding have not yet been built. Right? Even for young men, we say, get into the I.S.U.P.K commanding GEN.YAHANNA, come in all black, make it 90 days, and learn. You here now go to scripture say, humble yourself as a child to learn now about the Most High God, to learn about the Lord. The priest is not going to be interested in what you have to teach, because you came here to learn about the Most High God, to learn about the laws, commandments, and statutes, the principles, the operation, and the structures that the Lord has set up to govern this nation. Right? Read on.
Come on, they are playing. This is a Salakia. They are all plain to him that understandeth,
Right.
and right to them that findeth knowledge. Verse 10, receive my instruction.
What?
Receive my instruction.
Receive my instruction, read on.
And not silver. And knowledge rather than choice gold.
So now the scriptures is showing what is more important than silver and choice gold, which is the renewing of the mind. Because now when you receive knowledge, right, and you receive what? Instruction, that is more valuable than silver and even choice gold. Because when you have not received instruction and do not know how to operate, you do not understand how things work, you're going to be in a very difficult situation in life. Your whole life you can be just struggling and going in circles, falling in many pits, right? Bouncing up many stumbling blocks, because you have not received knowledge of the Lord, and you have not received instructions from the priests in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. Read on.
Verse 11, for wisdom is better than ruby.
For what?
For wisdom is better than ruby.
For wisdom is better than rubies. That is good to take note of. So for that, getting into the I.S.U.P.K under commanding GEN.YAHANNA is more important than trying to seek some special career that they might have, you know, and try to make that the most important thing. That will not be the most important thing in the trying days that is going to come. You already see that Trump win the election. You already hear Elon Musk hinting like, you know, get your voice out, because this might be the last election. You see everything right now shaping up for war. So rubies is not going to save you in this time. What is going to save you in this time is the knowledge of the Lord. What's going to save you in this time is brotherhood. What's going to save you in this time is sisterhood. That is what's going to save you. Money is not going to save you. Money is a defense, but that is not going to be a salvation in these last days. Brotherhood, sisterhood, which is right tied into the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High Power, is what's going to be the salvation for the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man. Read on.
For wisdom is better than ruby.
For what?
For wisdom is better than ruby.
For wisdom is better than rubies. Read on.
And all the things that may be desired.
Right, and what? And even all the things that may be desired. Wisdom is better than that. Read on.
And all the things that may be desired are not to be compared with.
No comparison to it. Read on.
Verse 12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence.
Read.
Witty invention. The Lord is to hate evil.
What the fear of the Lord? The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. That is why we are in the I.S.U.P.K, getting a good understanding of the laws, commandments, and statutes. Because now we have discovered the fear of the Lord. This is what the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man should pursue. What we should pursue. The fear of the Lord is going to make you hate evil. Read on.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, arrogancy, and the evil way.
And the evil way. Read on.
And the forward mouth do I hate.
All these things we just read about here: pride, arrogancy, the evil way, the forward mouth. This is a person that have not put within himself the spirit of the Most High. He He have not put within himself the laws, commandments, and statutes. So now he has the spirit of the oppressor. That spirit that is continually looking to kill, to steal, and destroy. So you're going to do whatever is necessary to destroy your brother, or to destroy your husband, or to destroy your wife, or to destroy your children. You're not looking at the things that you do, what consequences you're going to have toward the people that are wrong. Your mind is not about the care of your family. Your mind is not about the care of your children. You're not making decisions that is going to help your husband move forward, that is going to prevent your children from going down a dark path, that is going to prevent you from falling into pits of terror. This is what we must understand as a body and as a nation of people. Read on.
Verse 14. Counsel is mine.
Counsel is what?
Counsel is mine.
Read on.
And sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength.
Right, read on.
Verse 15. By me kings reign, and princes decree justice.
Right.
Verse 16. By me princes rule, and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. Right,
even all the judges of the earth. So the wisdom of the Most High, which Christ is the one establishing the wisdom of the Most High. He is the word of the Most High. He is the instructions of the Most High. He said, by me, kings reign and princes decree justice. So when we're talking about power and rulership, it is by the wisdom of the Most High. It's by the wisdom of Christ. Read on.
Verse 17. I love them that love me.
Right? I love them that love me. Read on.
And those that seek me early shall find me.
And those that seek me early shall definitely find me. So those that seek or make the knowledge of Christ the first priority, the Lord said, you're going to find me. Those that seek me early, you're going to find me. You find out about the truth last week, get to it. Get to it. You're going to find and understand the spirit of the Most High power. Get into the I.S.U.P.K. Talk to the priests and prophets and find the spirit and get the spirit of the Lord. Read on.
Verse 18. Riches and honor are with me. Yea, durable riches and righteousness.
Right. So this is like a double stress point. Riches and honor are with me. Yea, durable riches. Not the riches the white man offer, like what the PDD. Right? PDD offer. You understand? You get deal. Right? With a big here's one thing again. I just the right one. Right? With a big alcohol company. You understand? But he come to figure out that the riches that he get wasn't durable riches. And that's what the Most High is saying to us. He's going to give us durable riches. He's going to put us in that position of power. Right? That is what he didn't seek early. He didn't seek durable riches, where blacks, native Indians, and the Spanish will have gained power. So that when you hear your got to whatever deal, they go switch up on and try to pay the person. Right? So like 1 minute. Zero. Go. Alright, go. Right, so like 1 minute there. You get holy class 1 minute. You can repeat the same passage in one time or we can.
Right? And just as the officer was bringing out there, and riches, right? This is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 18. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches. You understand? And this is what does happen in the world sometimes. Sometimes many people in the world, right, because of Western society and the American dream and all the different chaos that come upon the men living even in the Western society, more so in the Western society, but even in the world, right? we run down the riches of this world, right? And we neglect the things that the Most High. Understand? And just as the scripture saying, riches and honor are with me. This is a different type of riches. Understand? And even God say durable riches and righteousness. Understand? This for the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man could only be found through the truth. Understand? Through the truth unto the I.S.U.P.K under commanded GEN.YAHANNA. Understand? Commanded GEN.YAHANNA since 1969. Understand? Alright, the I.S.U.P.K under commanded GEN.YAHANNA, we have been pushing this truth. And the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man need to understand who we are as a people. Understand? What is your bloodline? Understand? Right? What were you born to do on the face of the earth? Understand? Right? You're not just living here carelessly. Understand? Right? I know you have ever stopped and should not say you just didn't follow our breakthrough tree. Meaning that they just didn't born just this way, just to live and serve under the white man. The black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man was supposed to be priests and kings on the face of the earth. This is who we're supposed to be, right? Under our king, Yahushua. All right? I'm going to go down to Salakia. Salakia. I don't know. I can go on to the next.
You can go on to the next.
Come on, guys. All right. And when I drop down to verse 19, right? It says Proverbs chapter 8, and this is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 19. It says, my fruit is better than gold, yea, fine gold, and my revenue is more than choice silver. Verse 20, I lead in the way of righteousness in the midst of the path of judgment. Right? The black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man need to understand that the Western society, because of religion, right, and the destruction that it has brought to the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, we just as we observe, start to run down things of the world. You understand? We start to run down the American dream. You understand? And these things cause the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to become corrupt. You understand? To become destroyed, right, by Western society. And through the I.S.U.P.K under command of GEN.YAHANNA, this here is where you're going to be able to understand who you're supposed to be. What is your true riches? What is your true royalty? You understand? What bloodline you came from. The Most High said He made us as special people on the face of the earth. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. We are supposed to be a righteous people on the face of the earth. You understand? And the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man under our King Yahushua will be in the movement on the face of the earth. So we need to wake up and understand who we are as a people, what is our culture, what is our identity. Rise and understand your economic and military might. You understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. You understand? In the last days, the Lord said we will send 200 million angels. You understand? We have a power that is coming to share links, as we say, on the face of the earth. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. And now is the time for you to be on the, as we say, on the right side of the law. You understand? Now is black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. Look around. Look at all the different things that happen on the face of the earth. You understand? Not only the killings and the murders, understand, right? But even governments started to realize that the political landscape is becoming very unstable. You understand? Now they see that they can't trust one another. Now they see that the alliances that they had before have now become shaky. You understand? Has now become in turmoil, right? And new alliances are starting to form because why? Everybody looking and rushing to see who could hold on to power the longest. Understand? And the Most High, right? Through our King Yahushua, He sent back Yahushua the face to bring back this earth in order, to bring back this earth in righteousness. But the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man need to understand and need to realize who he is. And the only place for us to do that is in the I.S.U.P.K under command GEN.YAHANNA. This is where the Black, Hispanic, and Native man is going to learn to be in righteousness, right? To be upright and to understand not only just the basic part of the law, but the law will not only be like I would say, it will not only be taking the law as it is in the book, but the law will be in his inward parts. And as that, he will not just be sticking, well, I know one that say, stone him. No, he will begin to understand the spirit of the law. So the law will be written in his inward parts. And now he will be able to spread that to his brothers and his sisters in righteousness. You understand? Right? And Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need to understand who they are, the people, and what is their bloodline, and what are they supposed to be doing now as it is in society, right? So I'll pass it back on to Peter Officer Mokta. Alright, SHALAM.
Musa and Christ, right? You can just pick up from right where left off this again. You can really yeah, it was 80 pounds. Just after we
riches and honor.
We drop down to it, just let's select it. 1 minute. Pick up from where you left off, right? Right, read from 21.
Verse 21. That I the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 21. Chapter 8 and verse 21. That I may cause those that love me to inherit substance.
Right, those that love the law is going to inherit substance. Read on.
And I will fill their treasure. Verse 22.
Right.
The Lord will possess me in the beginning of his way.
A lot of people don't understand that. This part of Proverbs that they're reading here is Christ speaking. We will understand and learn a lot about Christ and a lot about what happened from the beginning, or we should say before the beginning, which is because Genesis is the beginning, right? So we want to understand things in a little more than. Go ahead and read that passage about question.
Verse 21.
Right. Verse 22. Salakia.
Verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning.
Right. The Lord possessed me in the beginning from Genesis. Read on.
Of his way. Before the works of old.
Right. Before the works of old, which is that creation of Genesis. Read on.
Verse 23. I was set up from everlasting. From the beginning, or ever the earth was.
Right. I was set up from where?
I was set up from everlasting.
Right. This is Christ. He was set up from everlasting. Read on.
From the beginning, or even ever the earth was.
Right.
Verse 24. When there were no depths, I was brought forth.
When there were no depths, I was brought forth. Read on.
When there were no fountains abounding with water.
When there were no fountains abounding with water. Right? When we call it is H2O. When hydrogen and oxygen air come together yet, he was there. Read on.
Verse 25. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was brought forth. Verse 26. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the field, nor the highest part of the dust of the world.
Right, so before the Big Bang, Christ is establishing, I was there. Before that time, he was brought forth. And we need to look at these scriptures and really understand, as we say, how things work. Because even as we had mentioned earlier, following instructions, Christ came down and he gave us instructions. This is somebody that was with the Most High, right, before the earth was formed. We received instructions, as we say, from our big brother, right, from our King, from our King Yahushua. And we should now come to a place to understand and see the importance and the power of following these instructions that was established by Christ. Read on.
Verse 27. When he prepared the heavens, I was there.
Right.
When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep.
Right.
When he gave to the sea his decree, that the water should not pass his commandment. When he appointed the foundations of the earth. Verse 30. Then I was by him.
Then I was by him. We know.
As one brought up with him. And I was daily in his delight.
I was daily in his delight as one brought up with him. And this is the same position we must put ourselves as blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics among the priests in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. That is the same exact spirit we must have among black people. We must get among the priests as children, as if they raising us up. That just as we had to do under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. We had to get under the men that he had set above us. We had to get under General Mahaiman, get under Captain Oshak. We needed to get under men, right? As if we're being brought up to learn, thus saith the Lord. For us to understand what is instruction, how to take instruction, even how to see instruction. So now we will not be tempted to go astray as we bring it out in the class tonight. Don't look at this instruction. Look at the miracle as I am going to obey this instruction. And there is where the miracle is going to spring from. Right? Read.
Rejoicing. So
yeah, we can read it over here.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 30.
Right.
Then I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was daily in his delight.
Right.
Rejoicing always before him. Rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth.
Right, and this is a nice little part of scripture I like to read here, right? Which one you read?
This is like
31. Rejoicing in the habitable part of the earth. All right, because when you get into the I.S.U.P.K under commanding GEN.YAHANNA, again, you're all black, or you watch any classes, you will start to learn that Christ was on the earth, right, a couple of times before, right? He was here as Adam, we know as Christ, also as Abraham, Isaac, right? And somebody else. He came as before. King Solomon, right? So we're going to understand that Christ was here before the earth, right? Even in the scripture says in verse 30, right? And I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of the earth. Right? And when we understand things even before the flood, we're going to understand that people, based on history and archaeology, that people was not living everywhere on the earth. Right? People were primarily living as what we call today around the eastern side of the world. Right? During that time coming, leading all the way up to the flood. The eastern side of the world would have been the habitable part of the world. Right? And that's what the scripture is talking about here. Right? So when you hear about the Garden of Eden, right, and all the different families springing up during the Old Testament time, that was the eastern side of the world as we call it today. The habitable part of the earth. Read on.
And my delights were with the sons of men.
Right? And my delights were with the sons of men. As we know, even during the time of Adam, there were other people on the earth, but Adam was given the law. He was given instructions that he should pass down, right, through his family, and they know he's going to follow these instructions and go according to the Spirit and bring the Spirit of the Lord upon the earth. Right? This is a real it's a great thing to be in the position later to see and understand how the Lord works and operates. Right? When we look at the way the Most High does things, I was just reading some of the scriptures before, we might touch on one or two after, right? Where the Most High given these instructions, and as we say, when they do white man maths, them instructions, they make sense. That is why we must have the Spirit of the Lord on us, right? When priests give instructions to march around a city for 7 days, march around 7 times, right? And the whole entire city wall collapse. You can't do the white man maths and see that makes sense. But as a priest, as a soldier, as an officer, as a man or a woman understanding the Spirit of the Lord, you're going to know this is what the Lord requires. So I'm going to do this. And my obedience to this is going to lead to the victory. My obedience to this instruction is going to lead to success. Though the instructions may not seem to make sense because of this wicked empire that have our minds now in a disarray. But I'm going to allow obedience to override what my mind trying to say. Right? They had the same scripture, the obedience, better than sacrifice, right? Read it from over here. I wasn't too sure where it is, but go ahead and read it from here, Barakasha.
1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 22.
1 Samuel 15 and 22. Right, go ahead.
And Samuel said, had the Lord as great delight in burnt offering and sacrifices,
right,
as in obeying the voice of the Lord. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
To obey is better than sacrifice. And this is what blacks, Native Indian, and Hispanics need to understand. That obedience to the word of the Most High Power, obedience to the priests, to the prophets in the I.S.U.P.K, that is better than any sacrifice in heaven. Because that is where our power lies. In the obedience of instructions. Right? Because now we are seeing that even Christ himself is showing you, hey, I in this game from the beginning. The things that I am telling you, they are sure. The things that I am telling you, it is life. Right? Read.
Come, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
No, Salakia. My Salakia. The Proverbs. Yeah, Salakia. Yeah. Go on.
Come.
You want to
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 30. Then I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was daily in delight,
right,
rejoicing always before him. Verse 31. Rejoicing in the habitable part of the earth, and my delights were with the sons of men.
right.
Verse 32. Now therefore, hearken me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways.
Right? Listen. Hearken means to listen unto me, O children. For blessed, happy are they that keep my ways. Happy are they that keep my instructions. So we in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA are given the instructions to come into the school, learn about your culture, learn about the Most High Power, learn about the law. These instructions is what is going to make you happy. Because now you're going to be safe. Now your salvation is going to be at reach. Now you're going to come in here and learn that patience and endure to the end. Read on.
Verse 32. Now therefore, hearken me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Verse 33. Hear instruction and be wise,
right,
and refuse it not.
Do what?
Refuse it not.
And refuse it not. You understand? Read on.
Verse 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me,
Right,
watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my door.
right. Read that one more time.
Blessed is the man that heareth me.
Right. Happy is the man that heareth me. Read on.
Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my door.
Right, like a watchman. Read on.
Verse 35. For whoso findeth me findeth life,
Right.
and shall obtain favor of the Lord.
Read that part one more time.
For whoso findeth me, findeth life.
For whoso findeth me, findeth life. He that find Christ, find the word of Christ, the spirit of Christ, he hath found life. Read on.
And shall obtain favor of the Lord.
And that person is going to obtain favor of the Lord. That nation, blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics, we're going to obtain favor of the Most High Power. All right? We're going to find favor of the Lord, where we're going to be seated, where the Lord has promised us, when we follow what? His instructions. Read on.
For those who findeth me, life. For those who findeth me, findeth life.
Those that find Christ, findeth life. Read on.
And shall obtain favor of the Lord. Verse 36. But he that sinneth against me, wrongeth his own soul.
Right. But those that do not follow the instructions of these records, those that do not follow the instructions of Christ, those that do not follow the instructions of the priests and prophets, those that do not follow the instructions of their husbands, the children that don't follow the instructions of their parents. Read on.
All they that hate me love death.
All those that do not want to follow these instructions given by the persons above them, Christ is saying that they love death. It is a sad thing to hear such words, but it is the truth. Those that hate me, those that hate instructions, love death. And we need to wake up as blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics. Right? Give me the book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 7 right? So we will understand why we mention Christ or Yahweh so many times that we was reading within this passage of scripture. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 7.
The book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 7.
Right?
Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book.
Read that one more time from about the shop.
The book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 7. Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book.
Right? Then said I, look, I come in the volume of the book. That is Christ speaking. So all these things that we read about in the scriptures here, right? These are the words of Christ. These are the words that Christ would have spoken, right? These things that we read here tonight within the scriptures, in these classes in the I.S.U.P.K commanding GEN.YAHANNA, these words are thus saith the Lord. These are the words that the Lord wants to be spoken to all blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics, right? Give me the book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1, Baruch.
The book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
What the scriptures is?
This is the book of the commandments of God.
Right? What we read it from is the book of the commandments of the Most High God. Right? Read on.
And the law that endureth forever.
And what?
And the law that endureth forever.
And the law that endureth forever. Right? No time span. Right? Read on.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
All those that follow these instructions, what shall happen?
Shall come to life.
Shall come to life. Read on.
But such as leave it shall die.
But such that do what?
Leave it shall die.
But such that do not follow these instructions shall die. That is the power of instructions when it comes from this setup. From the Most High, Christ commanding GEN.YAHANNA, the priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K, right? All the way down to your husbands, all the way down to your mother, down to children. Instructions must be followed because that is where blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics is going to obtain life, right? I'll continue and read on, right? All those that keep it shall come to life, right? Read on.
All that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
But such as leave these instructions, death is going to face you, and that death is going to be in many different ways. Right? Read on.
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob.
Turn thee who?
O Jacob.
Turn thee, O Jacob. Talking to the so-called black man. Jacob, the father of all blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That is who these scriptures are speaking to today. Turn ye, O Jacob, read on.
And take hold of it.
And do what?
And take hold of it.
And take hold of it. Take hold of the law. Take hold of these instructions. Take hold of life. Read on.
Come down. Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Walk in what?
In the presence of the light thereof.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof. This is how the so-called black man walks in it. Walks in light is when you're walking in instruction. Walking in instruction means this. I'm not guessing where I'm going. You catch that? If you're walking in instruction, you're not guessing where you're going. If you're not walking in instruction, then you're guessing where you're going. So that can't be light, that have darkness. But when you walk in instruction, you are not guessing where you're going. When priests give instructions, you're not guessing where you're going. Now you can walk with confidence because instructions were given to me. Now I am walking in light, assured that I was instructed to move from point A to point B. So then now I'm walking with a different confidence. A different confidence on somebody that was not walking in instructions. Now they're walking in darkness. They're walking in cowardice. Because either I was not given instructions or they don't want to follow instructions. That is the great vast part. And the confidence in executing these instructions is what's going to make these miracles come to pass. Right? Read that again from about the shop.
Come, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof,
right?
That thou may be illuminated. Verse 3.
Hold on 1 second.
Come back.
No telling no what? On the laptop, for some reason, just dropped. Then they get on the chat. They're double checking more about the shot. Not sure what. So you have a short or something on this. So, yeah. From my company. Right over the last script I give publish. It's still right. See one more time. Right. Yeah. Everything's still right. Right over. Let's go back to the script here.
Now, the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof,
right?
That thou mayest be illuminated.
Right, that thou mayest be illuminated. Now we're going to be right aware of all the pitfalls, all the traps of the so-called white man, right? All the pitfalls of the devil, right? All the snares of the heathen. We're going to be aware. So now we'll be on the pathway of continuing this war and winning this war. Right? And our confidence in winning this war against our oppressor, our confidence is in our power. That he is going to give us instructions and we are just going to execute according to the instructions that we are given. We don't care what others. This is the same spirit that Paul mentioned out and all will mention out. Especially the women in the I.S.U.P.K, especially the women that have priests and officers as their husbands. That is the spirit you should take. The instruction that is given to me by my husband, my confidence is in executing these instructions. This is where the miracle happens. This is where beauty and bliss starts. By me executing and following through with the instructions that were given by my husband. Children is going to say this same thing about their fathers and their mothers. This is what it should be. All right? Just as how the Most High said about Christ, this is my son in whom I am well pleased, because he was able to follow the instructions of the Most High God, regardless of how it looked. Regardless that he had to walk on the cross and suffer. The man said, looking like an Adam, but I innocent, why me? But he trusted in the instructions given by the Most High and executed. and obtain great power and great glory from the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, give not thine honor to another.
Right? That was verse 3. Reach on 1 second about the Shah. Chapter 4, verse 3. All right, we'll hold up for 1 minute. Salakia. 1 minute. Give us 2 Kings, chapter 4. Give us from verse 1. I'm here about the Shah. 2 Kings 4. You can drop the book of
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 4, and verse 1. Now, there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha.
Right? So no, you can come closer now, or you're still at a state. Still at there. Come on, closer. You're still at a state. If you had a state, no problem. Let us know. At a state still? All right, no sweat, right? Talk. If you had to go back, no sweat in there. You're going to come top again about the question from everything. You book everything, so that.
2 Kings, chapter 4. Now there cried a certain woman out of the wives of the sons of the prophet Elisha, saying, Thy servant, my husband, is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord, and the creditor to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen.
Right, so she cried out now to Elisha. Right, and she's stating she's stating who she is. It's like somebody saying, hey, I'm the I.S.U.P.K under command GEN.YAHANNA from such and such camp, the camp of Trinidad and Tobago. Right, they're stating the case, they're stating who it is, right, to the priest. All right, read on.
And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee?
Oh, Salakia. Right, so she states she case and she make it to understand. She husband passed away. Right, so this come like a financial situation, you know. Right, and the creditor is come to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen. So the debt that the husband had left behind, now the creditor come to take the 2 sons and they're going to work to pay off the debt. And she didn't want her sons to be, to suffer that fate, as we see. Right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid had not anything in the house, save a pot of oil.
Right, so she's saying she had nothing in the house. The only thing she had in the house is that pot of oil.
Verse 3. Then he said, Go, borrow thee vessels abroad of thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow, not a few.
Right, so now we see it where Elisha is giving instructions. All right, he's giving instructions to the woman and he's saying that if that situation, all you have in the house is oil, no sweat. Go and start up borrow vessels, borrow barrel, borrow big container, borrow jars, jugs, wherever you can get your hand on, borrow. Don't borrow a few, right? Borrow plenty, as much as you can get. Read on.
Then Salakia, verse 4. When thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee, and open and upon thy son.
Right.
Thou shalt pour out into all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. Verse 5. So she went from him, and shut the door upon her and upon her son.
Right. So now she is following the instructions of the priests. Right, the instructions that we were saying before, looking at it, if it's not making no sense. This man sent you for a whole set of empty container, empty barrel, empty jar, empty jug, and tell you, take the oil that you have and start pouring the oil that you have in your pot into these vessels. Read on.
Who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. Verse 5, verse 6. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, and she said unto her son, Bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, there is not a vessel more, and the oil stayed.
Right.
Verse 7.
Yes, no, there was not a vessel more, right? And the oil stayed. Read on.
Verse 7. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, go, sell the oil, and pay thy debt, and live thou and thy children of the rest.
Right? So then when she realized all these vessels full of now, she come back and tell the priest, and tell she, hey, take the oil, sell the oil that you have, and pay off the debts, right? That it was owing to the creditor before. And now we just read the story to show that the instructions that was followed faithfully by the woman, right, brought about through the power of the Lord. What we see here, where all the vessels and containers that she had brought to be filled, all were filled up till they did not have any remaining, right? And this is the stories. These are the biblical accounts that we're going to see, the historical accounts that are going to show what the black culture was and is all about. Priests being set up, instructions being given, and the faith in these instructions, right through the Most High, brings miraculous results to the so-called black man, the native Indian man, and the Hispanic man. Right? Hold that for a minute. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6, Mavakasha. Deuteronomy chapter 6. Give me from verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you.
Right, so these are the statutes, commandments, and judgments that the Most High commanded to teach. So we're going to take this now, right, to a nationwide perspective, because these are the things to be taught, right, to develop us as a nation and to set up a government, right? So we're going to go into the same spirit, right, of instruction, right? So these things were commanded. Read on.
Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whether you go to possess it.
Right, wherever we go, these are the things we must do. Read on.
Verse 2, that thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy sons and thy sons' sons, all the days of thy life, and thy days may be prolonged.
Right. Read on.
Verse 2, hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee.
Read that one more time.
Hear Israel. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it.
Right, so we're talking to the nation. Hear therefore, Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee. Instructions to the so-called black man. Execute these instructions that it may be well with thee. That is the number one thing the so-called black man needs right now. Instruction. You see right now trying to instruct the so-called black man, instruct him, the Christian church. Full of lies, and we know. Full of child molestation, full of homosexuality, right? Full of actors and dancers. You know so-called black man, native Indian man, and Hispanic man, and woman, that the Lord did not set these pastors up. You can see it. You're not hearing about it, you can see it when you go to the Christian church. You can see the deceit and the lies. It's in the open, it's in the public. You can see the homosexuality. You can see the hatred. You can see the greed. So don't do like you don't know. Follow the instructions. You understand that the Lord has sent priests and prophets into the earth to give instructions of what He wants. Yield your spirit to that. So when any children talking about a miracle, that is the only miracle you're going to get. The only miracle that you're going to get is a priest and a prophet from the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA. There's no other miracle to get on the earth. Read on.
and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Right.
Verse 5. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Right? And this is how the Lord said, love him with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. A real powerful piece of statement, because when I want to talk about love, and especially from a perspective of women loving their husbands, that is how to love. The same way you can't give the Most High a habanakis. So he wanted to follow the instructions that he given him. And this is one of the most powerful things, right, a so-called black, native Indian, Hispanic woman can do. Right? This is one of the greatest forms of love you can show to your husband, which is what? The same thing we do for the Most High, which is to follow the instruction. The little hugs and the little kisses to show affection, nothing wrong with that. But your husband, above all, wants for you to take his instructions. As I like to say, find out what your husband wants. Most of the times, we want to do what we think is the best thing to do. But there is where it comes down to the instructions. What does the Lord want? What does your husband want? To the children, what does your parents want you to do? That is all that matters. And once you get that, as we say, you get through. You have now understand, right, the spirit of the Most High in Christ, right, Rito?
Verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy hand.
Right, that should be in your mind. Read on.
Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Right, teach it unto your children.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
Right, so all this is talking about teaching the children diligently, give them children instructions. That is what you see right here. Right, read on.
And when thou walkest by your way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand.
Right.
And they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
Now we see how important the laws, commandments, and statutes are. These instructions are extremely important. You are binding on the islands, talk about the home, talk about it on the wayside. These instructions is one of the most powerful things that the so-called black man, native Indian man, Hispanic man could do. You want to have these instructions inside of you, in front of you, on your fringes as a reminder. This is the power of instructions. He wanted to have them readily in his spirit. So now it's just to execute. Read on.
And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house.
Do what?
Shall write them upon the posts of thy house.
Write them upon the posts of your house, even inside your house. These laws establish how the family should operate, how it should move, what should be said, what should not be said, the things we should do, the things we should not do, the things we should celebrate, the things we should not celebrate. Write them upon the posts of that house. Write these instructions down. This is the power of the black family. This is the power of blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics by following the instructions of their God, of their power, following their law. Right there, in that scripture I have it right now, I say, my king and governor, if these people follow the laws of the Most High, whatever the case might be, right, do attack them. But if they're not following the instructions, then they are free range. This is what the so-called black man, Hispanic man, and native Indian man must understand. This is where the enemy wants us. Right? Not yielding under the instructions of the people above us. Because know that, we get it. Read on.
And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house, and on thy gates, Verse 10, and it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land, which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give thee great and godly cities, which thou buildest not. Verse 11.
Right.
And
So just read that part one more time, Salakia.
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 10.
Right.
And it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land, which he sware unto thy father,
right,
to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and godly cities,
right,
so like a great and godly cities, which thou buildest not. Verse 11.
right,
and houses full of good things, which thou fillest not, and wells which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not.
No, remember, as the officer, my family did, all these things that we obtained is through following instructions, not working. The Lord gave instructions to follow, and He's saying to us, if we follow these instructions, these are the things we want to get. Read that part one more time.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 11. And houses full of good things.
Right? By following instructions of the Most High, we want to get houses full of good things. Read on.
Which thou fillest not.
Which you didn't fill. You didn't fill them houses. You didn't fill these houses. Blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics wake up and understand the power of the Most High. You didn't fill them houses up. But the Lord said, these instructions that they're following is going to cause these things to come. Read on.
And wells dig, which thou diggest not.
And now you have wells that dig. But you, so-called black man, didn't dig it. You didn't dig it, your wife didn't dig it, but things coming in. The house prospering. Right? The home thriving. The community doing better. And watch, they dig the wells. They ain't full of the houses. But what to do? They're following the instructions. Read on.
And vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not.
Right, and vineyards and what?
And olive trees, which thou plantest not.
Right, and the vineyards and the olive trees, we ain't plant that neither. But the Lord said, He promised these things to us. That is the power of trusting in instructions. This is the spirit that we are trying to push forth in the I.S.U.P.K under command in GEN.YAHANNA. Not trying to figure out if the instructions right. Right? It's trusting that these instructions being executed is going to bring these blessings. It's going to bring these miracles to the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man. Read on.
When thou shalt have eaten and be full. Verse 12. Then beware, lest thou forget the Lord.
Right? Read that part one more time. That part is an important part.
Verse 12. Then beware, lest thou forget the Lord, which brought thee forth.
Read up one. Just about
that. Which thou plantest not, thou shalt have eaten and be full. Verse 12. Then beware.
Right, so when you eat now and you're full, you have reaped the rewards of instructions. You have reaped the rewards of obedience. The Lord giving you a warning after you reap the reward. Read the warning one more time, Baba Kusha.
Verse 12. Then beware, lest thou forget the Lord.
Beware, lest you forget the Lord. Read on.
Which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage.
Right.
Verse 13. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name.
Right. So now the Lord warning you. When you're full and you're satisfied and you're comfortable, don't forget. And how are you going to forget the Lord? By not following instructions, by not following the law, commandments, and statutes. The things that the Lord have told you to do, to come up. Now, when you forget them, you're going to go right back up. And this is what happened to us, and this is what has placed us into captivity and into slavery. Because we have used the word of the Lord, we have used the law, we have used the culture, we have used the constitution, of the Most High power and come all the way up into rulership as blacks, Native Indians, and Hispanics, and have ruled many times. And what we did, we forget the law. We started doing graven images, right? The homes lost order. We start eating pork, crab, lobster, and shrimp, right? We start celebrating pagan holidays and worshiping false gods. And when we forget the things that brought us up, we ended all the way back up. We even now under this captivity under the Roman Empire, right? Trying to do what? Do what the Lord said. Follow his instructions to come up all the way back up. This is the journey, right? And the struggle of the so-called black man, Native Indian man, and Hispanic man, right? All of them about the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20. We must understand now, so-called black man, the importance of getting into the I.S.U.P.K commandment, GEN.YAHANNA, and the power of following the instructions of the Most High.
The book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 20.
Give us from 19, Baba Kusha.
The book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 19.
Right.
But now are they returned to their God, and have come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor.
All right, so like here, let's get 1 more minute, Baba Kusha. Just break down that same passage that scripture from Matthew, Baba Kusha. Let's take this new transport. So.
Right. This is the book of Judith, chapter 5. Book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 19. But now they are returned to their God, and have come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, their sanctuary, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. For now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and their sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin for Salakia, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. And Salakia. This, right, is this what happens to the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man every day. Understand? Right? On a daily basis, right? In this Western society, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man always wants the so-called Caucasian man always wants the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to remain in sin, to remain in homosexuality, to remain in all types of deviances, right? And always on the wrong side of the Most High's laws, right? And this is what prevents the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man from treading and inheriting the kingdom of God, because we always sinning against the Most High power. You understand? And this is what the nations of today always try to keep the black man in all type of unruliness against the Most High. And this is why black, Hispanic, and Native Indians need to cut, just as the scripture say in Zephaniah, right? I'm paraphrasing, right? So Salakia, right? This is why the Most High wants the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, right, to come back together as a people, right? Right. So you have Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, right? And this is why the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man need to come back together. Understand? This is why we need to find back our identity as a people. Understand? The Most High say we are priests and kings on the earth, and we are a royal priesthood. And this is why the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man need to come back as one. But the tool and the catalyst for the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to come back as one people is through the I.S.U.P.K under command of GEN.YAHANNA, right? The Lord, through the Most High God, as provided this catalyst, this tool for us to use to come back to the power of the Most High, to come back to His laws, to His statutes, to His commandments, right? And this is what black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people is missing today. This is what we don't understand. The world wants to keep you constantly breaking the laws of the Most High, constantly trying against the thing of the Most High. And the Most High say, right? And we go in, let's jump in. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4, right? And it says, whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. And this is what happened to the black man in this society. This is what happened to the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man in this world. Understand? This is what happened to us. We sin against the Most Lord, and most time the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, they're not teaching us in the Christian church, right? Or Christian pastors not teaching their congregation, their flocks, right? And our people are predominantly in these institutions, in these churches, in these mosques, right? In these temples, and they're not teaching us the things that we're supposed to know about these scriptures. You understand? Just like we read in 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4, it says, whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. So the black man, in his ignorance, keep breaking the law. You understand? And we keep suffering all these violence against us. So when I look at today, even in Trinidad, a lot of people suffer all type of serious type of violent crimes, right? And many times, many times when you look at it, right, it's because of simple, basic things that they do not understand. And this could be found in the scripture. And a lot of society is being led away, right, by all kind of devious things. You have all these people in homosexuality. You have the LGBTQ, the letters keep going on. And a lot of people find themselves corrupted with different type of organization that keeping the black man cycling in this circle, keep breaking the Most High laws, and he find himself victim, and understand, to all these different crimes and atrocities that he facing on the face of the earth. And understand, and even right here in Trinidad that have a lot of violent crimes. And understand, and just the other day, a woman having her head cut off and raped. And understand, so after you get raped, they still remove your head. You understand? Right? A lot of violence by the gun. A lot of homes going in disarray. You understand where I come from? Right? And even the economic situation in the country has become very hard. Right? And a lot of people don't understand that these things, the answers for these things, can be found in the scripture. You understand? But these nations understand your history and your identity better than you. Understand? Because your Christian pastor and your leaders who's supposed to be protecting the gates, understand? Keeping the gate from languishing, right? They are supposed to be the ones to be protecting you from, right? They are the ones who's supposed to be protecting you from destruction, right? But they have fallen apart. They have fallen victim to bribes, and fighting for money, and who are the best pinstripe suits, right? And all these types of atrocities, right, are now coming upon the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. And many are asking why this happening to us. why we had to go through this. Understand? Why these violence coming, even to young children. You have a lot of young children being kidnapped in Trinidad, right? And then a couple of days later, you're seeing that the support they will be unalive. Understand? These are the type of things that are happening prevalent in the construction of the Tobago today. And we have to understand that these things can be avoided for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. But we need to start looking at the laws, the both sides laws, statutes, and commandments. This King James Bible is not just a book sitting on your grandmother's shelf. You understand that you just pull out and read 2 Psalms. And understand, and you feel everything all right. This is not that. You understand? Just as the brother brought out, Christ said, "Lo, I come in the volume of the book." You understand? This is not TV, this is not the movies. This is not 10 commandments. There was the 10 commandments in Easter. This is a book of laws, a book of rules, a constitution for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, for him to understand who he is as a people. Understand? What is your identity? Understand? Right? What is your bloodline? Understand? Right? When you look at the books in schools today, right? All the books, when you look at the history books in school today, all the books started in 1619, in the middle of slavery. Understand? How could a textbook start in 1619 in the middle of slavery? So you just fall into the earth and just fall in slavery, and that is it. That is your entire history. Understand? And every time a Black Pride march come up, understand, or a Martin Luther King or something come up, you go and march, and then 2 days later, 3 days later, we forget about it. You understand? That is not your history. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Your history is written in this Bible. A lot of people don't understand that. Your Christian leaders wouldn't explain this to you, Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. They wouldn't identify that you are the children of Israel. These Israelites, everything they read through the scriptures, and they read about the Israelites in the Bible, they talk about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man today. You understand where I come from? A lot of us feel that the Black Negro man in the Caribbean, understand, is just any Black man on the face of the earth. No. You understand? You are the Lord's chosen people. You are a royal priesthood. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You're not a slave. You are royalty on the face of this earth. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? Right? When a lot of people point the thing like I am black and beautiful, that is a quote directly from the Bible, King Solomon. You understand? He say I am black, by King Solomon 1 chapter 1 and verse 5. Right? He said, let me get it quickly. Understand? He said, I am black. Right? The book of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. He said, I am black, but comely. I am black but beautiful. Understand? And a lot of people quote this and they don't come directly from the Bible. Understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, our royalty or our lineage, our bloodline is from the scriptures. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. This is who you are as a people. This is your identity. Understand? This the men of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community supposed to be the priests and kings of the Lord. Understand? This is supposed to be your place on the earth. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Right? But through Western society, right? Just as we were reading in the scripture before, through Western society, we have been led astray. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, we have been led astray, understand? And pointed down a road where we constantly break the Most High laws, understand? Where we constantly struggle in the bottom of society, understand? Where the Black, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, we are walking in darkness. We are stumbling through the parts of society because we can't understand why we in the place is and where we're supposed to be as a people, as a nation. Understand? And just as the Mosai told us in Zephaniah, gather yourselves together, O nation, not desire. We are not desire by these other nations, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. Understand? These other nations don't like the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. They want to remain where in the bottom of society, to struggle. Understand? To fight one another. Understand? Right? The like when Black people fight one another. We have to learn and understand that we not supposed to be in that place. Understand? And to understand how to remove yourself from that situation, how to exit that situation, is in the I.S.U.P.K under Command GEN. Here have the tools, understand, and the tools and the rules, if I can put it that way, understand, to get you out of that situation, Black man, to get you out of that situation, Black woman, to bring back the head of the head of the home in a righteous place. A righteous Black man will be standing in the head of the home, and a righteous Black woman will be standing with her righteous Black man. You understand? Right? And the children will be in order, because once the head of the home is in order, the children is going to be in order. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people, we need to understand that we are a royal people, we are royal Christian, and we need to understand who we are according to this Bible. Who we are, the way the Lord, who we are as the scriptures commanded us to be. We have to be that people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. You understand? And if I could read this next scripture quickly. Right? This is what you read Ecclesiastes chapter 1, chapter 12, sorry. Alright? I'm going to read, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. And this is for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. And if you could sum this up for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man in a nutshell, just as Professor Makar started the class today, to hear instruction. And this is an instruction. Here, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of man. And as I'm from, we are supposed to be doing what? Fear God and keeping the law, the instructions that he laid down for us. And as a people, and as a nation, as a priesthood, as a husband, as a wife, and as children to the household. Hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. You understand? And if you just number 14, for God shall bring every work into judgment, and every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, we have to understand who we are as a people. Understand where I'm from? Right? And we have to understand that the Most High power, right? And his son, Yahawashi, or who you want, Jesus Christ in the earth, is no joke. This is no joke, Black man. This is no joke, Hispanic man. Right? You hear this today should make you understand that it's time for me to start to, as I say, clean up myself. And the clean up yourself is not going to be, it's not washing up the dirt of your skin. It's to start to understand the things that the Most High want you to know. It's for you to start to become a student and to learn. And this is the place, the I.S.U.P.K under Command GEN. This is the place of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to thrive and to live and to be righteous in the sight of the Lord. Right? And as the scriptures put it best, to be unblemished, without spot. And for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man to strive to reach that place, this is the tool. The I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, Here you're going to learn and understand how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to live, how you should order your life, how you should, what is your identity, and understand what is in history, and understand what is in nation. You're going to learn what tribe you're from, and understand you're going to learn how to conduct your household. You understand? You're going to learn, you have dietary laws, you have civil laws, right? You want to learn to be what? A priest and a king on the face of the earth. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You going to learn how to return to royalty, how to return to rulership. You understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. Right? This world that many people holding on to, this falling apart. And you can see it every day, black man and black woman. You understand? You can see it every day. This world is falling apart. You understand? Right? You see the unstable condition that the world is in today. You understand? Anything can happen. You understand? You can walk out the road tomorrow and that could be your last. That's how serious it is now. And when I look at it, just Google it. You understand? When I look at it today, in any country, anywhere in the world, you understand? Everything is unstable. You understand? All the economy is unstable. Everybody on edge. Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. We had to realize that these times that is not the same again. You understand? We had to understand the times we live in, right? And we had to understand that we need to come back to our true identity as a people. Counter. You want to say what Counter. Alright, so I will get back to preach on some
Alright, so like the nation of Israel, right? So alright, so we write upon the time, right? So to the so-called black man, Native Indian man, Hispanic man, right? We need to understand our culture, all right, who we are, right? The real Jews according to the Bible, learn what the Lord requires of us, understand and learn the power of following instructions and how we ought to about following instructions. We need to get into the I.S.U.P.K under command of GEN.YAHANNA. Come into the class, make it 90 days. Sisters come into the class, right? Seek out the priests and the prophets, and they're going to give you the guide, right, and the roadmap to your salvation, right? Out of this hell, out of this empire, right? That the so-called white man is in control of. All right, and we're going to get the chance to return once again to our God, our culture, and our home. And with that, I pass the class over to priest and officer. All right.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, New York, under command of GEN.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves on the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Being said in the Hebrew and pronounced maestro. 10% of every penny of any which the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, which is the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days, which is Wednesday, the 25th December 2024, for 8 days. You can find it in 1 Maccabees chapter 4, verses 52 to 61. Remind Akim and Abakia to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be able to run the school, then he starts wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shield, like headband or scarf. And with that, we say, I imagine. We're going to turn and face the east. Then when I say the East, I'm going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shalom.
So that you take it again.
Kau. Abanawa. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Ayah.
Shabka.
Yahweh.
Alapaka.
Ratazak. Ayah. Aisha. Baratazak. Kawa. Ayah. Ashemaya. Tananawa. Wakam. Yawam. Masalakna. Kawawatna. Kawawatna. Wala'a. Sayawa. Shaina. Ayah. Right.
What we say in English was our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. It is as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, or deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
Let's give the teacher a one courtesy salute. I.S.U.P.K. Amani, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yeshua B'Tah. Yahweh. Let's sit on his sisters. Let's give the sisters a one courtesy salute. I.S.U.P.K. Amani, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yeshua. Yahweh. Class dismissed.